Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to CNBC, aerospace and technology conglomerate SpaceX has officially agreed to acquire the artificial intelligence coding startup Cursor for $60 billion in stock. The deal represents a hotly anticipated move coming just days after SpaceX made its historic market debut on the NASDAQ as the largest initial public offering ever. Cursor, which specializes in an AI tool that assists software developers in generating, editing, and reviewing code, has experienced rapid growth since its launch in 2022. The company announced it crossed $1 billion in annualized revenue last November. Under the acquisition terms, the $60 billion transaction will represent a 3.4% dilution of SpaceX stock. Following the merger of SpaceX and Elon Musk's xAI earlier this year, this latest acquisition is designed to revitalize the company's capabilities to compete with prominent rivals like Anthropic and OpenAI. According to SEC filings, the deal is expected to close during the third quarter of this year, subject to regulatory approvals. If the merger is not completed, SpaceX has agreed to pay a termination fee consisting of $1.5 billion in cash and $8.5 billion in computing resources. According to UPI, Ukrainian drones carried out overnight strikes on Russian oil plants in Moscow and the southern Krasnodar Krai region. Over Moscow, air defenses reportedly intercepted or downed 60 drones in one of the largest attacks on the capital in 2026. While the Gazprom-owned Moscow oil refinery was struck, Mayor Sergei Sobyanin confirmed that no casualties or injuries occurred. In Krasnodar Krai, a drone strike set an oil depot on fire, with no casualties reported. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that these long-range strikes were a just response to Russia's devastating aerial assaults on Ukraine. Just a day prior, Russian forces launched a massive wave of 70 missiles and 611 drones, killing 11 people across Ukraine and causing severe damage to several apartment blocks, as well as a UNESCO heritage site in Kyiv. The escalations coincided with a meeting of G7 leaders in France, where the ongoing war in Ukraine remained high on the geopolitical agenda. At the G7 summit, U.S. President Donald Trump addressed the status of the agreement to end hostilities with Iran, emphasizing that the deal strictly prohibits the nation from possessing nuclear weapons. In remarks delivered to reporters at the summit venue, President Trump issued a stern warning, stating that if Iran pursues nuclear development, hell will rain down on them. Regarding the next phase of negotiations aimed at finalizing the specific restrictions on Iran's nuclear program, President Trump expressed optimism, dismissing concerns that these talks would reach a stalemate. When asked whether he would be prepared to submit a final agreement to the U.S. Congress, he indicated a positive stance, describing it as a potentially favorable idea. This report was provided by GG Press. On June 15, 2026, the European Union officially approved a new 20th round of restrictive measures targeting individuals and entities supporting Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. According to the Epoch Times, the sanctions include 34 individuals and 47 entities, among which are several companies based in China and Hong Kong. EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Kaja Kallas, stated that the sanctions are designed to cripple Russia's military-industrial complex, its shadow fleet of oil tankers used to circumvent previous sanctions, and networks involved in political interference. Notably, Chinese companies such as Shenzhen Minghuakusan and Xinjiang Richful were sanctioned for providing military equipment, while multiple shipping firms in Hong Kong were targeted for assisting in the export of Russian oil. The EU emphasized that these efforts are part of a broader strategy to weaken the foundation of Russia's war economy. Additionally, the Council extended sanctions related to the illegal annexation of Crimea and addressed accountability for the death of Alexei Navalny. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.